Hello students, in the previous lecture we have discussed about the chemical properties of first group of elements, and in this lecture just we are going to see general characteristics of some of their compounds, okay. So in that first we can see the oxides and hydroxides, okay, and here we are not going to be focused on the preparations and the proper, okay, here we are going to see only the properties of these oxides and hydroxides, okay. So what are the oxides which are formed in the first group of elements is that those are the monooxides, peroxides and superoxides, okay. You know that what is that? Generally the lithium and sodium produces it can form the lithium monooxide and sodium form the sodium monooxide, okay. And come to the only sodium on reaction with the limited oxygen, it forms the sodium peroxide, okay. These are the monooxides. It is all about the peroxide. And coming to the others, that is the potassium, rubidium and cesium, on reaction with the oxygen it forms the superoxides, okay. That means KO2 or RbO2 or cesium O2, okay. These are the superoxides, okay. These are the superoxides, okay. What is the oxidation states? In the monooxide, this is in the monooxide, the oxidation state on the oxygen is oxygen -2. This is in the monooxide. Come to the peroxide, it is in the O2 -2. Come to the superoxide, that is in the O2 -1. O2 -1, okay. These are also very important, okay. Now we are going to see some property of these oxides is stability of peroxides and superoxides, okay. So what will happen? The stability of the peroxides and superoxides increases from top to bottom, okay. So that means generally the sodium, whatever that sodium peroxide or sodium superoxide, okay, if the sodium superoxide is there and sodium superoxide too, that is sodium, you assume that sodium superoxide formed and cesium superoxide is formed, okay. What will happen? The stability from top to bottom increases. That means cesium superoxide is more stable than the sodium superoxide. That is the reason why sodium cannot form the superoxide. Okay. So that is due to because of size of the metal ion increases and stabilizes the large anions. Okay, that means very simple. Generally, when the size increases, they can stabilize the large anions. Okay, generally the size of the O -2 when you compare to the O2 -2 and O2 -1, the size will be increases. The size increases. Only here one oxygen is there, here two oxygens are there, and again here it is only one negative charge is there, okay. So that the size increases here, the size. So the O2 -1 anion size is more, so that the larger cation stabilizes the larger anions, okay. Remember this, larger cations stabilizes the large anion, okay. So this is all about. And next, these oxides are easily hydrolyzed by water, okay. That means when you keep those oxides into the water, they can easily hydrolyze, okay. So first we can see the monooxide. How the monooxide hydrolyzes is that when it is hydrolyzed, it gives the corresponding hydroxide. And come to the peroxide. So again the peroxide, when it is dissolved into the water, it gives the corresponding hydroxide, and it also forms the hydrogen peroxide. This you call it as a H2O2 hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so look at here, compared to here, here it is forming one extra hydrogen peroxide. And come to again superoxide, and when the superoxide dissolves into the water, it gives the corresponding hydroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and again with the 1 mole of oxygen, 1 mole of oxygen. Okay, so these are the differences you have to remember. When the monoxide hydrolyzed, it gives only hydroxide, and when you go to the peroxide, it gives the hydroxide. Along with this, it can also give the hydrogen peroxide. And when you come to the superoxide, it gives the hydroxides, hydrogen peroxide, and also produces the 1 mole of oxygen, 1 mole of oxygen. Okay, and again you see here, these hydroxides are generally, those are white crystalline salts. Very simple, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, those are the white crystalline in nature. Okay, and come to the monoxide and peroxide, these are generally colorless when they are pure, but when you come to the superoxide, this contains some color, either yellow or orange in the color, and also it is a paramagnetic in nature, Okay, so why the superoxides are paramagnetic in nature? That is very simple. When you go back to the chemical bonding lesson, in the O2 minus, there is a one electron in the anti-bonding, one free electron in the anti-bonding, so that it acts as a paramagnetic in nature. You learned somewhere in the, where it is, MOT, molecular orbital theory of the chemical bonding lesson, Okay, right. So this point already I told you, generally the hydroxide which are formed are white crystalline solids. Okay, and again the alkali metal hydroxides are very strongest of all the bases. This is already we discussed in the beginning of the chapter. Whatever the hydroxides of the first year group of elements are strongest bases. Okay, and when the hydroxide dissolves into the water, they can evolve much heat, they can release the much heat. Okay, so that means when you dissolve, the hydroxide dissolves into the water, they release the heat, Okay, that means you can say it is a exothermic reaction, Okay, this is all about the oxides and hydroxides. Next, to come to the halides. Okay, already we discussed the preparation, how the halides can be prepared. The halides can be prepared by the direct reaction of the metal with the corresponding halogen. You can produce the metal halides. Okay, that means you take any metal on reaction with the halogen, you can produce the MX. Okay, but here we are not going to talk about the halogens preparations. Okay, we are going to talk about the properties. Okay, so what are the properties? First is that these halides have a high melting points. Generally these halides have a high melting points. Let us take an example of the sodium chloride. So can it melt easily? No, right? You have to go with the 1000 degrees centigrade. Okay, and those are colorless crystalline solids. Okay, and not only the preparation directly, you can also prepare these halides. From the corresponding oxides, hydroxides, as well as with the carbonates. Okay, so how can we prepare? Is that very simple? You take any oxides or hydroxides or carbonate and dissolve into the, so just react with the HCl solution. Okay, or HX, hydrogen halide. సో మీరు ఏదైనా ఆక్సైడ్ కానీ హైడ్రాక్సైడ్ కానీ కార్బోనేట్ కానీ తీసుకొని మీరు దానికి హైడ్రోజన్ హ్యాలైడ్ని యాడ్ చేస్తే యూ కెన్ మేక్ ఏ మెటల్ హ్యాలైడ్స్. Okay, and next come to the melting points and boiling point order. Okay, generally we discuss these are a very high melting points. Okay, again in that the metal fluorides have a high melting and boiling points than the metal chlorides, than the metal bromides, than the metal iodides. Okay, so that means the melting and boiling points are very high for the metal fluorides, okay, and least for the metal iodides, okay. And again come to the solubility, next property, that is a solubility. So what is the solubility? Generally all halides are soluble in the water, all the halides can be soluble in the water, but one exception is there, that is the lithium fluoride, which is less soluble in the water, because its high hydration enthalpy, because of its high hydration because of the lithium fluoride is less soluble in water, even though its hydration enthalpies are high. Okay, already we discussed lithium generally forms the lithium has a high hydration enthalpy, even though it has a high hydration enthalpy. హైడ్రేషన్ ఎంథాల్పీ అంటే ఏంటి? వాటర్ తోటి ఎక్కువ ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, అవునా కదా? మరి అంత ఎక్కువ ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఉన్నా కూడా అది ఎందుకు సాల్యుబుల్ కాదు అని అంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ హై లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద హైడ్రేషన్ ఎంథాల్పీ, హౌ దే కెన్ play a role, that we can discuss in the last chapter, that is a chemical equilibrium, last solubility of sparingly soluble salts. Okay, there we discussed. Okay, and again I am not going to discuss that. Right, so because of this less solubility in the water, and it can also soluble in the some of the non-polar solvents like ethanol, acetone and ethyl acetate. Okay, and not only the lithium fluoride, even the cesium iodide also less soluble in the water due to its small amount of the hydration enthalpies. Okay, so one ikkadnemo hydration enthalpy unna kuda ఇది లెస్ సాల్యుబుల్, ఎందుకు? బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ హై లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ. ఇక్కడనేమో లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ తక్కువ ఉన్నా కూడా ఇది సాల్యుబుల్ కాదు, ఎందుకు? బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ ద లో హైడ్రేషన్ ఎంథాల్పీస్. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆర్ ద టూ ఎక్సెప్షన్, లిథియం ఫ్లోరైడ్ అండ్ cesium iodide. And the next is the salts of oxo acid. Okay, first of all you should know what is the oxo acid. What is the oxo acid? It is very simple. In an acid in which the acidic proton is on an hydroxyl group, okay, so ikkada enti ante edaithe proton edaithe untundo acidic proton, that will be connected to the oxygen, those acids you call it as a oxo acids. Okay, so let us take an example. Is it an oxo acid? HCl. Is it an oxo acid? The proton is connected with the chlorine, not with the oxygen, so that it is not a oxo acid. And what is the oxo acid? Generally H2SO4, the hydrogen connected with the oxygen and with the sulfur. Okay, so here the proton, it is connected with the oxygen, and this proton is also connected with the oxygen, so now it is nothing but a oxo acid. Okay, so HCl is not an oxo acid, right? Okay, so here not only the H2SO4, H2CO3 is also H2CO3. Here the hydrogen is connected with the oxygen. Okay, these you call it as a oxo acid. And what about the salts of oxo acid? Very simple. When you are reacted with the base with this acid, you can get a salt. Okay, not only with the base, you can react with the metal also. When you react with the metal, you can get a sodium salt of sulfuric acid. Okay, simply you can call it as a Na2SO4. It is nothing but a sodium sulfate. Oh, you know this is all right? Sodium sulfate is nothing but a salt of an oxo acid of sulfuric acid. Okay, a little bit difficult, right? Simple ga sodium sulfate and type ayedi kada, right? So these salts are, now come to that, you learned about the what is the oxo acid and what is the salt of oxo acid. Now we can see the properties, some properties of the oxo acids. Okay, so generally these salts are soluble in water and thermally stable. What are the salts? Sodium carbonate and sodium sulfate, or metal carbonates and metal sulfates. Okay, so simply here I am writing here, what are the salts? These are metal M2CO3 and M2SO4. So metal carbonates and metal sulfates are soluble in water and thermally they are stable. Thermally stable అంటే మీరు హీట్ చేస్తే అవి డికంపోజ్ అవ్వవు, అలానే ఉండిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే, రైట్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్. అండ్ కమ్ టు ద స్టెబిలిటీ ఆర్డర్. ఓకే, అవి స్టేబులే, కానీ మరి ఆర్డర్ ఏంటి? వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఆర్డర్? Okay, stability order is that for the stability order of bicarbonates and carbonate. Okay, here not only the bicarbonate, there is a one more, not only the carbonate, here one more is there, bicarbonate, MHCO3. MHCO3 means when you remove only one proton, you can convert the bicarbonate. When you remove the two protons, you can convert into the carbonates. Okay, so for the bicarbonates and carbonate, the solubility generally increases from top to bottom. Top to bottom. The stability increases, but again the solubility also increases. Okay, from top to bottom. Stability and solubility of the metal bicarbonates and carbonate increases from top to bottom. Okay, so మరి స్టెబిలిటీ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడానికి రీజన్ ఏంటి? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ ఎలక్ట్రోపాజిటివ్ క్యారెక్టర్. ఇంక్రీజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ ఎలక్ట్రోపాజిటివ్ క్యారెక్టర్. మరి సాల్యుబిలిటీ ఎందుకు ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ డిక్రీజింగ్ ఇన్ లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ. డిక్రీజింగ్ లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ. ఓకే, లాటిస్ ఎంథాల్పీ డిక్రీజ్ అయితే సాల్యుబిలిటీ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద టూ పాయింట్స్. వన్ ఈస్ ఫర్ ద సాల్యుబిలిటీ అండ్ one is for the stability and one is for the solubility. Okay, right. So that means which is more stable when you compare from top to bottom? Generally this is an order. Lithium carbonate is the least stable, than the sodium carbonate, than the potassium carbonate, than the rubidium carbonate, than the cesium carbonate. Okay, that means this lithium carbonate is the least stable and here it is the most stable. Okay, not only the carbonates, even the lithium bicarbonates also same thing. Cesium bicarbonate, here is the most stable and here is the least stable. Okay, so here it is the least stable, so that it can easily decompose on heating and converting into a lithium oxide, lithium monoxide, and liberate the carbon dioxide. Lithium monoxide and liberate the carbon dioxide. Okay, and when you come to the all other, yeah, so one more important, that is all the metal bicarbonates are exist in the form of solid. But come to the lithium bicarbonate, it is exist in the form of a liquid. It is in the form of liquid. Okay, so these exemptions are again very important, that we will see in the anomalous behavior of the lithium. Okay, remember all these things. Okay, and come to the last one, nitrates. What is that nitrates? HNO3, right? So salt of nitric acid, salt of nitric acid. And how you will prepare? Very simple. All the metal nitrates, sorry, here preparation is not important. All the metal nitrates on decomposition gives the nitrites. What is that? 2MnO3 on heating gives the 2MnO2 plus oxygen. But there is a one exception, that is the lithium nitrate. This lithium nitrate on decomposition, it gives the corresponding lithium monoxide and gives the nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Okay, ikkada kuda meeku em avutundi? Lithium showing some different properties compared to the all other things. Okay, so that means lithium is a little bit different. Lithium compounds aneti covalent ga untayi. Lithium compounds, lithium bicarbonate stability takkuva, and lithium salts anetivi, lithium bicarbonates anetivi liquid form lo untayi. Okay, these are all the differences with the corresponding metals compounds. Okay, so that simply you can call it as a anomalous behavior of the lithium. Okay, so that we can see and discuss in the next lecture, right?